We have some amazing speakers left that you are going to want to hear, so if I could have everyone's attention. Up next, we have Sarah Hrywnak. Am I getting a thumbs up? Where is she? Yes! Sarah is the founder and CEO of Olive Ridley. It's an experienced environmental consultant specializing in all facets of hazardous waste, including compliance, transportation, and disposal and municipal collection programs. In 2017, she launched Olive Ridley Paints with a mission to provide businesses, organizations, and individuals with premium recycled content paint. Prior to establishing that, she worked several years in the business development capacity for Hasman, a household hazardous waste drop-off center in Tonawanda, New York. In this role, she planned waste management events throughout Western New York and worked with a wide range of customers to create customized recycling solutions. Battaglia is a certified architectural coatings technologist by the Master Painters Institute. She is also certified in hazardous waste operations and emergency response. She is currently professional and business affiliations include Launch New York, Canisius Women's Business Center, UB NYSERDA Directed Energy Program, Western New York Sustainability Business Roundtable, Product Stewardship Institute, and U.S. Green Building Council. She holds an MBA from Canisius College and a BA in Communication Design from SUNY Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah.
Thank you. People don't realize that excess paint is a problematic waste stream, not only in Western New York, but across the country. So the goal of Olive Ridley Premium Recycled Content Paint is to close the loop on a circular economic model for the paint waste stream by selling a desirable product. So we do this by offering 3 different paint coating types. We have an interior-exterior, which is only in 2 colors, an interior, and a primer sealer. All of our colors are pre-mixed, and most of the paint contain 95% post-consumer recycled content. So that means that in a gallon of paint, only 5% is additives for color, pH, and consistency. So how does this affect us? Well, most homeowners have a problem. When they go to sell their home, they have 15 to 20 extra paint cans that have been sitting in their basement for decades. They relied on the Benjamin Moore paint calculator, who added that extra gallon. And we thought you'd save it for touch-ups. But in reality, the new homeowner, if they're going to paint, they have new color preferences. And it's very difficult to dispose of that paint. The other reason recycled content paint is important is there's an opportunity to use it in the marketplace. A quality product is desired by state and federal mandates if it's a recycled commodity. There's actually an increase in discretionary purchasing. So how do I know this? I'm a specialty waste garbage geek. Not by choice, but by opportunity. I had the opportunity to work for an environmental hazardous waste hauling company and to quarterback their household hazardous waste division that grew from 2014 to 2012 to an idea to a successful company. A few things that I learned from that is of the household hazardous waste spectrum, 60% of that is latex and oil-based paint. And in addition to that, there's actually a paint stewardship bill pending in New York State and Albany to help to facilitate a collection program through mandates. I also learned that business is kind of fun. I always thought it was old guys smoking cigars. And actually, it's fun to work with people that share a mission. I was actually invited to go to New York City to speak on Stephen Dubner's podcast, Tell Me Something You Don't Know. Stephen Dubner is the author of Freakonomics. That was a great opportunity. So I decided to dip both feet into business and go back to night school and pursue my MBA. And I started researching paint recyclers across the country. What are other states doing with recycled paint and recycling it? I also had the opportunity to go to Brazil through Canisius to visit a sustainability nonprofit. I learned a lot in those couple years. One is sustainability is a mission not only here that we share in Western New York or in the US, but it's a global initiative. And within the United States, a nonprofit called Paint Care has actually been started to facilitate a paint mandate that would basically fund the collection of paint throughout the country. So paint recycling is being subsidized. So how does paint get recycled? Basically, it gets brought to recycling centers to be sorted by type and then quality and then by color. And then the colors are blended together, quality controlled, repackaged, and can be used again on walls. So the real challenge isn't exactly how do we collect the paint, how do we recycle it. The challenge lies in how do we get it back on the market? How do we get it into the walls? I think I have a few more seconds. So that's why we created Olive Ridley, was to close the loop on the entire model. So the next step was put together a business model, pitch it to investors, and then run with the funding. So the first step was to research the market. What does the market expect? Who's buying paint and what do they need? So we built basically a platform of color tools and a relationship with a recycler out of Montreal because they were really unique in the paint recycling world. Their background is in paint manufacturing, so they had the best quality product. So we were able to be on par with virgin paint. The only major difference is that we only have 22 premixed colors, but a lot of designers are like, oh, thank God, there's way too many colors. And we are New York State WBE certified, and our paint is 95% post-consumer recycled content. There are some real obstacles. It's very complicated selling paint. My husband actually made a meme of, I don't know if anyone's seen, I'll have to share it later. But it's very complicated. I've lost my mind over it. There's a lot of decision makers involved, and every decision maker has a different preference. The designers want the colors, the owner want the recycled content, but the painting contractors want delivery and pizza and t-shirts. So it's very difficult to compete. It's a mature market. So everyone here is a target market, and their concerns vary. But we have had some successes amongst all of that. Buffalo's been very kind, and a lot of people have been willing to try something new, even if it's not the exact color they wanted, even some people in this room. And we hope this list is going to expand. We have some projects specifying Olive Ridley in New York City that we should be able to add them to the list in 2020, which we're really excited about. So the future of Olive Ridley, we want Olive Ridley to be a globally recognized recycled content paint brand and bridge the gap between recyclers and the architecture and design community. And we will need to expand our palette to have custom colors so that the Sabres can get their Sabre blue and gold. So why is this important? Not only is using recycled content paint important, but anytime you have the opportunity to use a recycled product, if it can fulfill the functionality, please consider it because it's better for the environment, the economy, and for future generations. Thank you.